Hello and welcome back to a new Apex video. And this time I want to focus on the search application search feature from Apex. It's been there for I think a few releases already, but I haven't paid close attention to it yet. But now I did, and I think it's great. It can make your applications really more usable. So if you have any big applications with like a complex menu here with lots of pages. By the way, this is a customers application. It's one of the sample applications you can get from your gallery in Apex. And yeah, for new users, this might be quite complex to see what's really in there. So we're gonna add a search to it so you can quickly go to anything you desire without having to click around much. And just quickly, so the search thing I'm thinking about is this here. It's a search page. We can create one, but first we need to actually create a search definition configuration, as it's called. So in the shared components here you have the section search configurations and can click on that, and as you see there's nothing yet, so we create a new one and we're gonna name it navigation menu. So first one is just getting around here to find the general pages here that are linked from the menu, because these are the ones you actually want users can land into. For example, what's more difficult is like here, if you drill into one specific subpage that requires a parameter to load its data. So like the general product overview page, we can access that from the menu, but clicking into one child record, it's always related to one ID where it loads data and stuff. So yeah, so the menu is really the point where users can land on each page without like needing where they can drill down further. So I think you want to make them searchable. Later on we can add like detail pages, like one search entry for each customer, but let's start with the navigation menu. So search type is standard. Oracle text is a very nice search index. I haven't actually used this Oracle ubiquitous search, but I think it's a database feature that's database wide, and list, I think you can like reference Apex lists. We use standard, and then we get this. We can get like table, query, property graph. We're gonna use query, and I've prepared a query for that. It looks rather complex, but we're looking at the metadata views from Apex. So instead of like having to define this again, we just query it from the metadata. And so we're gonna use Apex application list entries. We are gonna filter on our application. We say list name is application navigation. If you have like a different name, you need to change that. Entry target is not null. So we actually want something where we can click to, so there can be entries where you actually, there's no link behind it. Condition type is null, or yeah, so that's one thing. If you have like complex conditions on your things, you can't evaluate them in here, I think. So I just filter them out, or at least not the one user is not public. If you could also clash with your use case, if you have like a public user that can use search, this wouldn't work for him. Working copy is null, so also have to think about the new features. If you're an older release, you can just remove that. And also one complex thing is authorization schemes. Of course, there might be cases when admin sees more entries. I think he should also be able to search them. So I say either it's null, or we can actually use an API function. Apex authorization is authorized is equals to true. I'm actually not sure why I have to do this equals to true, but it won't let me do it. Maybe somebody can explain in the comments. And of course, like this is a 23C installation. I'm not sure. I thought there was also one with that returns Y or N, but the documentation does not say so. So maybe it's changed in order release does still work, or you may need to do a wrapper around this that returns y or n, because of course, I think, does this work in SQL in older releases? I'm not sure, but yeah, Booleans were introduced in PL/SQL at least, in SQL, yeah, in SQL, in tables and stuff. No, I think then I don't know. You can tell me in the comments or something, but this may not work on all the databases. You can also then create a wrapper around it that returns y or n. And then this is hierarchical, and I'm gonna show you why. So I already executed that. So first we have like the parent pages, search, customers, and then we have like the child. So customers has also like categories below that. So here, this one. And I think we want to show that like the path, like a breadcrumb path to get to the page, etc. And we get like general page title, icon, path, and the URL from this query. So one thing, this is actually 105. So I need to change that. This is for my test app. And so this makes more sense. And check does work. And primary key is in our case is target. Title is title. Description is our path. And icon we have. We want to use it dynamically. I think we have to use this later, so just click create. The wizard is not helpful in our case. So here, searchable columns, we don't want to search through the icon or the link. Here now we can say icon class, and I think I actually just icon class column I have to select. Okay, now this makes sense. So it's icon now. And down here, we also want to go to the page. Link type is redirect to URL. And then we can just use the reference our target column that has the link in there. Apply changes. Great. Now we have our search configuration, but we can't do anything with it now because we have to create a page for it. So create a new page. As shown before, we have this search page thing. We're gonna use that. Just put 500, call it search. And it does already show us we have a search configuration. We can select that. If we have multiple, we could use multiple, but we don't. We create a new thing here, a new breadcrumb navigation menu, create page. Voila. And so let's just quickly see what this is about. So we have this search page, and if I say partners, we see we have this page here. I can go there. More interestingly, like ACL features or something, you can see it already also finds this, shows us the path to it, really nice. And this is actually a modal still opening up. And yeah, pretty cool. Already could be like pretty helpful for some users. We can also like change settings. So what we have here on the page is first this text field where we enter stuff. Then we have a region of the type search. And we can look in the attributes, reference our search item. We can disable search as you type, so we don't have to click enter. Can define like minimum, like if you have a lot of entries, you might want the user to filter like a few, or like sort out a few options if he like types a few characters. Make search faster, and pagination, we can like no query entries, message, enter something to start search. And nothing found. And then enter something to search and nothing found. This is more helpful for the users. And also this is our search definition. use as initial result. So I think if I if I don't type anything, it still shows its results. Pretty cool. So here's the pagination working, and can change some appearance stuff, icons, and we could like add a new one here. So let's maybe create a new search configuration for the customers here, the customer entries, like for each of these. So to add the customer search, we can go back, create a new search configuration, and in here we call it customers and let it load. Again, SQL query, and I prepared something. So this time we query our table, EBA customers, and we get some columns, and again, like build the URL. This time we want to navigate to page 50, set P50 ID with the value of the primary key of the table, and can click next. Primary key is ID, title is the customer name, description will be a summary. Icon source, this time I think we want it to be static. We can go to icon class and set the icon to FR user. This one, create search configuration, and then we can see here. So I also like queried something like tags or website, and this is useful to make, like, if we then somebody in the search like inputs a tag, it may not be in the name or in the summary, but still finds the results. So I think it makes sense to put like anything that's in the table that could lead to somebody finding the record. You should add it to the searchable columns. You don't need to display it in the search results, but it can be in here. Target we want to remove from here. It's just a URL. I think this does not make sense to put there. And in here we have title and description. So I think everything is great. The additional ones I haven't used yet. And in here we have to again link to our target page. Great. Apply changes. Now we can go back to page 500, and in here we can right click, create search source, customers, select our customers, run the page, and if we, for example, now search for biotech, we find the customer, Illuma Biotech. We can click into it, and we're now on page 50, the same as if we click like from the real customer page. So I think like to show, I thought a cloud or something is a tag that some of these customers have. So we can search for it. It's nothing in there, but we still are able to find them. So that's cool. And yeah, I think we would now go ahead. If this was a real application, we would add like products, partners, contacts, and etc. So this would be like the #1 spot to go and find stuff, etc. And I see that I made a typo. Oh god, happens. And one thing I think we can improve, and that it's now like hidden here somewhere in the on a page, the search thing. We want that in a more central spot, and we can put like an input in the title bar here, so people have quick access to the application search. So now let's find out how this works. So to add this global search item, we have to add it to the global page. This is page 0. If your app doesn't have a page 0 yet, you can just create one, and in there we can then go to body, create page item. And now we just do a small amount of, or like not that small amount of customizations, so it looks great. So for example, position is after logo, and if we look at it now, you can see it is doesn't look as nice, I would say. So we add some stuff. So first subtype is search. This is an HTML thing, but so the browser might optimize it for the kind of type it is. Like for phone, it shows a different keyboard on smartphones, so I advise to use search in here. Then we can also add an icon here, so we can say search, and then we can also add a placeholder, search. And I don't like that when there's a label in here. I think it's not cool, so I rather use a placeholder. And there's a small trick. So somehow there on the global page stuff is different. Sometimes you can't define like the label size here, so I have to use a small trick. Use the HTML code for an empty space as a label, so it's now hidden. Yeah, looks better. And last thing, I would say we can say size is large, and notice that the title bar is a little bit bigger. You could with CSS, I think, decrease the padding around this. I'm not going to do this here, but you are free to do so. And important thing is like this is on the global page, so it's everywhere now. So how do we make this actually work? I like to do like enter and we go to the search page, and this is a little bit more tricky, unfortunately. And this is also like complicated because we can't use like processes here on the page 0. We don't have that available here. You can only do this on normal pages, so we can't submit the page to do a redirect. So we have to do it like manually with dynamic actions and JavaScript. And this is pretty complex because we are just typing. So this is not yet stored in the page item on the server. So we have to submit these items. Then you have to think about stuff like checksums. So if you redirect, you of course need them. So we need actually the server to compute the URL with the desired checksums. And this is very nasty to do yourself. Luckily, there's a plugin for that. And now, full disclosure, I'm an employee of United Codes. So yeah, take it at advertisement, but actually the plugin is free. It was developed by Forex before. Now United Codes takes care of them. And this is called UC Redirect. Just go to the Plugins Pro page and you can download it here. I already did it. And we can go to the shared components, plugins, import. And now I just drag the plugin file here. Next, install. Go back to my page. And then we do create dynamic action here and search on enter. So event is changed on the search item, and actually no, I think we don't do change, we do key down here. And then so this now triggers every time somebody types in it. We only want to redirect when a user presses enter. So we have to do a client-side condition here, JavaScript expression, and we just ask the code. Original event is like the key down event, and there's a code attribute. This is like the key that is pressed, and we want to check for enter. So we only run this action now when this is true. Action is our installed redirect plugin here. And now we use not a static PL/SQL expression in here. And again, use Apex page get URL to go to our search page. We pass the pass our search, the input of the value of the search input to the page 500 search item, and then we also have to tick this box submit page items before redirect. Select this item, And now we're ready to go. So let's go to the customers page, and I can type zip in here, enter, boom, we're on the search page, and we actually have the results filtered because we filled this item. I think this is pretty cool. Yeah, it makes the search super powered, basically. Yeah, I like that. And actually, why does this? I think it's because the initial thing. Yeah, okay. Admin is okay. Sorry. Yeah, this now works again with the navigation menu stuff. So I like having like this global item. It makes the search more accessible. If you have any feedback, any thoughts on this, please comment below or let me know. And thanks for tuning in. Hope to see you in the next one. Enjoy your day. Bye.